Is AI about to take over the world? Not if Elon Musk has anything to do with it. This is a breaking story today as Elon Musk and other members of the tech community are coming out with a strong stance against the quick progression of AI. I'm Gav Blacksburg from Wolf Financial. I'm here with Evan from Stock Market News. If you like these type of videos, go ahead and click the like button, give a subscribe to the channel that you're watching on, and let's dive right into this battle going on between Elon Musk and AI development. Evan, what's the breaking news today?
Yeah, so as you spoke about a little bit there, Elon Musk and a number of other AI researchers have wrote an open letter to giant AI experiments. So my first mind goes over to open AI, but there is a lot more into this. We'll talk more about it, but I just want to quickly show you all the people kind of involved in this. We've been talking about Elon Musk, and this is actually probably big news because he's on it. But there are a couple other notable names on here. I don't know if any stand out to you the most, Wolf, besides Steve Wozniak for me,
Yeah.
Apple co-founder, and then I know Ripple's also down there, a big company, but a couple large names on here. There's a
Yes.
bunch more down this. It was over 1,000 people, but yeah.
Steve Wozniak and Andrew Yang, I think, kind of stand out as the most popular names that are widely known. But when you look through here, you do see a lot of people with strong backgrounds, authors, professors, CEOs, co-founders of multiple companies. Not sure what Pinterest is doing on here. They're not really what I think of when I hear AI, but hey, maybe the guy was looking for some publicity, throwing their name into the ring.
But yeah, just wanted to show you some of the people attached to this letter before we started speaking about it. And you guys can read it for yourselves. We're not going to read it from the screens, but they're really talking about the underlying power of AI. There's a lot of people who are really excited about the future of this. And as you can see from what we're reading here and what we'll be talking about, there's a couple people worried about what AI could become. There's a lot of questions they're asking here, and we kind of pitched. So at the start of this. One of the questions in the second part is, should we risk loss of control of our civilizations? I know we've all seen the movies from iRobot to Westworld and so many more. I don't know if you have any ones of those that you're a fan of, Wolf, but a lot going on in this area. And this is kind of the first part of them really setting it up. I want to know if you have any thoughts on this area.
The question that actually stood out to me the most was, should we automate away all jobs, including the fulfilling ones? Basically stating there's a little bit of a discrepancy happening here between the original intentions for AI, which were to perhaps enhance what humans were doing and take over menial tasks, versus the way that it's going, where now they believe that it's actually taking away from real human fulfillment, things that make people happy, things that bring people emotions, right, are all being automated. And that seems to be where there's a lot of concern. So yeah, a lot of great points that they proposed here and discussed. Just moving through some of this, we come to kind of their grand proclamation, which was this bolded line at the top where they called on all AI labs to immediately pause for at least 6 months the training of AI systems more powerful than GPT-4. I think they included that last part because, of course, these companies are not going to shut down. They're going to continue to work on their models and train them, but they're basically stating, let's not take this to the next level just yet until we have a good idea of what that level is. These are people who are far smarter than myself, so I'm going to give them benefit of the doubt that whatever they're seeing with the future of AI, there is potential dangers, but at the same time, these are also a lot of competitors, right, to OpenAI, who we know this letter is addressed to, and OpenAI is likely going to see this in, hey, this is just our competitors telling us to stop doing what we're doing. And there's a lot of people who take that mindset of, if people are telling you to stop what you're doing, you're probably doing something right. And I could just see, Sam and the rest of that team just using this as a little bit of motivation, like GPT-5 out next month. We are on a roll. So it's hard to see where this is actually going to end up going. But yeah, this was their big call, was calling on everyone to stop this for 6 months. It was an open letter put out, signed by a bunch of important people. Any other main takeaways here, Evan?
Yeah, I think the bottom of the middle paragraph, that does not mean a pause on AI development in general, merely a stepping back from the dangerous race to ever larger, unpredictable black box models with emergent capabilities. So I do think that kind of is an underlying there of what you were talking about, with just maybe some of these people falling behind a little bit in some of the areas. I think everything goes back to ChatGPT and OpenAI, and it feels like they're really far ahead of everyone else. And the fact that they're directly mentioned here, and it's kind of like, you guys wait up and let's let everyone catch up. That is how I kind of read this part of it.
Yeah, for me, having used OpenAI extensively and starting to use Bard, I can see what they're worried about with OpenAI. It's so teachable, right? It's not like a typical human or a VA or all these jobs that right now exist where you have to actually put people through a legit training, answer questions from them. You could develop a system with OpenAI where you write a script and say, this is who you are, this is your job, this is how you do it. And it's just going to do that, right? It doesn't need to have necessarily that educational component, especially as it gets better and better. OpenAI has gotten very familiar with my writing style. It's gotten very familiar with what I want from it. It knows when I want it to use emojis, not emojis, hashtags, not hashtags, space lines, double spacing, right? There's a lot of different pieces within that. And I'm just using it for very simple things versus people that are using this to, to build rockets, right? Potential space travel, fight wars. There's a lot of potential use cases that they do want them to slow down on in this mix. So I think it's an interesting letter. It's kind of curious. There's one more page to this that we did want to show people. Evan, anything standing out to you from this last piece here?
No, nothing too much for me on this one. I don't know if there's anything for you here, but I think the middle one is really kind of where the meat of it is. But they're talking through kind of some of what they want government to do in here. There should be a minimum, kind of what they want the minimum to be, and what they want the regulatory landscape to be, and everything along that. Did anything stand out to you, Wolf?
Yeah, this seems to be a little bit of a call to government, in my opinion. There's been very little regulation that I've seen around AI. It's not something that's necessarily been discussed. I think that by putting this out there, they're also taking a little bit of a plea at Congress to maybe start talking about this more, right? Right now, Congress is very focused on things like TikTok, Russia, right? Other areas. AI has not been that main focus, but as we know, the government is probably looking at how they're going to use this for their own good, right? And they've probably been working on stuff in the back end. And the government's probably not super incentivized either to slow down the role of this, especially if they have potential to use it for US benefits. So there's kind of a couple contradictory pieces here. But yeah, overall, the things that they want to implement, right? Regulatory authority, highly capable tracking, pieces like that. This all seems to be stemming from the fact that OpenAI started as a nonprofit and has mitigated over to being a for-profit company. They are very, it seems to be anti the open source, right? They don't want to necessarily show people their source code, show people what they're working on at all times. And I understand that, right, coming from a company, but Elon Musk, who donated $100 million to this company and was one of the co-founders, probably has a harder time understanding it, right? Do you think that's where a lot of this is coming from? Is a little bit of kind of the betrayal that Elon might feel?
So we don't really know the exits of how he left. So I don't know if betrayal is how he's feeling it or it's really just kind of from the business aspect of it. I don't really think they're that far behind. I really think OpenAI has their big flashy new model and we'll see how other stuff catch up. But there's a lot of companies that have been talking about AI for a really long time. And you know, this is definitely one of them. They're definitely near the top and they're probably at the top right now. But I just wonder what's happening on the underlying layers. And one would think that Tesla with full self-driving would hopefully not be far behind, and they're making their own robots. So we'll see where they're coming. But I just think that the way he's speaking just doesn't make me feel, as a shareholder and truthfully a fan, doesn't make me feel like the robot is anywhere close. If I'm being real on that one, so I don't know if it's what the emotion is on the underlying, but just from a business standpoint and just kind of where everything is. I don't know. It doesn't make me think they're first, but I think the one other underlying thing is that, like, I feel like for so long AI has been close, and it kind of businesses like it, and it feels like it's kind of like at the start of it really coming on and real use cases. We've been talking about it for a little, and it's interesting to see real kind of stuff happening from it.
Yeah, so speaking of those real stuff coming from it, a lot of people might have watched this video. You may have never used ChatGPT, OpenAI. There's a lot of use cases. Just to break down some that may be like really easy for people to understand how powerful this is. This video that went viral, you could see 5.3 million views and 1.39 million video views, was from Rowan Chung, basically showing how he watched ChatGPT 4 turn a hand-drawn sketch into a functional website. Somebody literally took a napkin, drew on the napkin, header here, this here, and GPT went ahead and built that into an HTML website. That obviously showing how much it can replace potential coding needs, pieces like that. And then on the right side here, this one extremely vile from Ethan Mollick. just showing that ChatGPT passes basically every high-level exam. The bar exam, 90%, LSATs, 88%, GRE quantitative, 80%, verbal, 99%, every AP, the SAT, right? And so then it becomes, our kids going to use this for cheating on things, right? Our students going to be using this. If it can pass all these, what else is it capable of? So there was just a lot of use cases. Just two more to throw out right here. This one has been basically the viral use case that started a lot of GPT threads. Was somebody gave budget of $100 to GPT, said it make as much money as possible. It's since then turned that into, I don't know, it's like 10,000 plus dollars. It's and they're basically documenting the whole thing online. And then the right side, similar to the other one, someone said just, you know, you are an AI programming assistant. You're going to follow the user requirements. Basically, build me an iPhone app that recommends 5 new movies every day with trailers and where to watch. And it literally built an iPhone app that was able to, and it built trailers, right? It was pulling from different areas of the internet and showing this. So this is, what might have been months of work for a human that GPT can do in a matter of minutes. So just an insane computing capability that we wanted to just display for y'all. But I think we've covered everything pretty well when it comes to GPT and what's going on. We're going to give updates on the situation. Maybe OpenAI
Do
gives a response
you
that we
do
cover.
you
Yeah,
think this has any legs to it? Do you think anything happens to it, or you think this is just kind of an open letter that nothing comes of?
I think nothing comes of this. I definitely don't think that OpenAI is going to give it a second thought. If anything, they're going to use it, in my opinion, as motivation to continue building what they are building. So that's where I think this is going. But shout out to all the CEOs and smart people that threw their name on the letter and are giving publicity this morning. I have no idea what AI is capable of at the end of the day and where it's going to be in 6 months from now, but I'm fascinated to see where it goes. I don't think that it's necessarily going to replace what we do because we host spaces all day long. There's a lot of emotion and relationship building and quick, drawing from many places that goes into that. But I feel for those that may have, their industry start to get replaced. And I hope that they are paying attention and learning these tools so that they can maximize them rather than getting replaced by them. That's how I would cap it off. But one more time, I want to remind everybody to like this video, subscribe please to the channel that you are watching this on. We put out very valuable videos once, twice a week. Anything else you want to leave the audience with, Evan?
First, I kind of overall do agree. I don't think much is going to be coming of this one. Maybe some conversations off of it with this is really big news or only being covered like this because Elon was on it. So I wonder if we have some discussions between Elon Musk and OpenAI, kind of public talks about that one and see how that develops. So that's what I'm watching for with that. Besides that, just I appreciate everyone for watching. Make sure you give the video a like, leave a comment, and we'll catch you on the next one. We're trying to do a lot more of these videos, so make sure you're subscribed.
Sounds good. We'll talk to you all